Hello guys, you are welcome to my YouTube channel History Net GRF classes. So today in this video I will be discussing on CBCS and CBT. So those who are watching my video for the very first time, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon. And in my previous video I have talked about valuation system, their meaning, their elements and types. So please do watch the previous video and then watch this one. So here we begin. The very first question is, what is CBCS? So CBCS stands for choice based credit system, a system that gives choice to elect or opt any course your teaching learning program. So why CBCS was developed? It was developed to overcome the demerits of conventional teaching system. Conventional teaching system has demerits, and what are those demerits? There was a lack of relationship between education, employment and skill development. Because these three didn't have a well defined coordination among them, so it led to the introduction of CBCS in the Indian education system. So the next we have, what are the advantages of CBCS? The first advantage is that it led the shift to learner centric approach. The conventional teaching system was based on teacher centered approach, but this one is based on learner centric approach. I have discussed about these approaches in my previous videos, so please do check it, to watch it. So other advantage is that it allows to choose interdisciplinary, intradisciplinary and skill oriented courses, flexible in nature, that you can explore the various disciplines, various course subjects. It is very flexible, and because of this flexibility it gives a broad base. And other advantage is that credits can be transferred from one institution to another institution. Okay, so if you are, say for example, you are enrolled in university, but you want to take a course which is not provided by your university, but it is provided by university B. So because of CBCS, you can enroll yourself for that particular course in university B, and after completing that course the credits can be transferred to your university and it will be counted in the final result. So these are the advantages of CBCS, that it is so open and it gives you a very unlimited choices, not that unlimited but plenty of choices. Select the courses, opt the courses as per your interest. That's why it is learner centric. Next we have, what are the outline of CBCS? So under outline we have 6 outlines courses. So the first one is core course. Core courses are those courses that you have to study, you can't compromise. It is core, it is compulsory. The second one is elective courses. These elective courses gives you an option, you are a learner, to elect any course. The course can be specialized in nature, can be very much advanced, can be supportive, anything. The third one is courses. Courses are offered by your own discipline. So for example, you are enrolled in history, so your history department might offer you 6 or 7 courses, so you have to do a shopping kind of thing. You have to elect the courses as per your interest. So this third one. Fourth one is dissertation and projects. Under this, to learner acquire a advanced knowledge under the supervision of teacher. So teacher is very important, that they guide them how to build a critical concept, how to access the material, how to know the sources, how to read the sources, how to paraphrase them. Everything is under the supervision of. The next one is generic elective courses, and under generic elective courses, what do we have? It gives an exposure to learner the courses which are not from your discipline. I have talked about interdisciplinary in my previous slides, that what it comes into play here, that you are a student of history, you can go and opt a subject from management course. So this comes under generic elective courses. The last one is ability enhancement courses, that it enhances your ability, your potentiality. I have talked about aptitude test, ability test, achievement test, types of evaluation. So you can watch it. These ability enhancement courses are divided into, first one is AECC and the second one is SEC. AECC is called as compulsory courses and it is knowledge based. One is skill enhancement courses and it is skill based or value based. So these are dynamics of CBC, that apart from being so much indulged in textbook, you have other options to explore as well. When I will be dealing on innovations, the more interesting. Oh, okay, are the innovations under and it is very useful. I will be discussing about that in my next, and it is very important and it is also the part of, right, so important. Next we have grading system in evaluation. So how gradings are done, because once you have done summative evaluation, the last phase of evaluation, so the next thing is that you have to evaluate, because I have told you the evaluation is achieved when a value is placed to assessment. That is the fusion of assessment and value gives evaluation. So in this CCE, continuous comprehensive evaluation system, the grading system involves set of symbols. What are those symbols? Can be alphabets ABCD grading, or it can be numerals, like when you are graded in the form of SGPA or CGPA, that how much you scored out of 10. Okay, so it comes under grading system. So grading system use symbols to communicate the level of achievement of the students. Every learning process has the objective to achieve, and to grade that achievement we need symbols, and that comes under grading system. Grading system is divided into two. The first one is direct grading. Direct grading means assessment in qualitative terms. In qualitative terms, I have talked about qualitative techniques, which includes observations, interviews, rating points, cumulative records. All this comes under qualitative techniques, and it is very subjective in nature, because the examiner has to examine on their own perception, on their own liking, whether they like it or not. Say for example, you are going to give an audition for dance. The jury, one jury might give you 8 out of 10, other one might give you 5 out of 10. So it is subjective. It lacks transparency very much. The second one is direct grading. This grading is basically used in our school after summative evaluation. It involves two steps. The first one is assessment in marks. Okay, once you are given marks, like when you write any exam, any final exams or any end semester exams, so you are evaluated out of 100, scored 91 out of 100, might be given A1. Depends on the university, depends what standards they are following. In SE 10th class we have like this, 91 to 100 it is A1, 1 to 90 it is, it depends. And then these marks are transformed into letter grades, and it is basically dependent on the standard set. Okay, predefined standard sets. So this was indirect grading. Next we have the division of indirect grading into two. The first one is absolute grading. In absolute grading, it is based on predetermined standards. Okay, so you have a defined standard which is predetermined, and the example is like categorization of students. So when one example is categorization of students, so the category is like this: if you scored 75% and above, put in the category of distinction. If it is less than 75% and more than 60, comes under first division. So like this it goes. We have a defined standards to follow. So this comes under absolute grading. Next we have relative grading. So it is also known as grading on the curve, and because it is called relative, that means when grading is done, it is done against someone or some group. So in this, grade is not decided by the performance of student alone. Why not alone? Because it has to be related to someone, but on the performance of the group. The example of relative grading is when it is public examination. Say for example, you are writing a UPSC exam, and in that you don't make into the cutoff list. So there your performance was judged on the performance of the other group also, and you failed in that relative grade. Next we have CBT, is computer based testing, and it has lots of benefits, and it is very much used say in India. Lots of entrance examinations and lots of examinations. So first we will look into the benefits. Benefit is that it gives more frequent testing opportunities. For example, that exam conducted twice a year, so the testing opportunities is twice, like it's frequent after every 6 months. The next one is the results are very much data rich. It increases candidate reach. Like when you're writing a net exam, so you must have observed that in that big hall the strength of candidate is very huge, so it gives a high reach candidate, and it is based on streamlined logistics. So the system is there, questions are there, so we don't need a professor who will evaluate it later. The computer will do everything. The result, it will evaluate the score, it will the result. So it is so beneficial, saves manpower. So next we have this, that conducts two type of test. The first one is linear, and the second one is adaptive test. Under linear test, there is no relationship. The questions selected by computer and the performance level of individual. Okay, there is no relationship at all. But adaptive test, they are related. Computer selects questions based on individual's performance level. Okay, so this comes under this. And the example of CBT exams are like IBPS, that bank exam, NTA conducts net exam. So all this comes under this type of test under CBT.